The call wasn't meant for him. It was a quiet Thursday evening when Ethan Cole, a 36-year-old single dad, finished mopping the last hallway of the local community center. His phone, an old, slightly cracked Samsung, buzzed on the counter. Unknown number. He almost ignored it. But something, maybe that small, restless tug in his chest that comes from being both a father and a man who's seen too much loneliness, made him answer. Hello? A shaky voice broke through. Is this Michael? Ethan frowned. No, ma'am. I think you've got the wrong number. Silence. Then a soft sob. Oh. Sorry. She paused, voice trembling. I didn't know who else to call. Something in that voice stopped Ethan from hanging up. You okay, miss? The woman sniffled. No. I'm not. The call that changed everything. She told him her name was Lila, and she was sitting in her car on the side of a quiet road near the old bridge. It's my father's birthday, she said, voice thin. He passed away last year, and I just feel so alone. I thought I'd dialed my friend, Michael. Guess I didn't. Ethan leaned against his mop, his heart tightening. He knew that kind of ache. Do you have someone to talk to? He asked. No, she whispered. I guess not. Something made him grab his jacket. Where are you right now? She told him the street name, not realizing it was just 15 minutes away. Ethan hesitated only for a second. His 8-year-old daughter, Sophie, was with her grandma for the night. He could have gone home, eaten leftover spaghetti, and fallen asleep watching reruns. But instead, he drove. When he arrived, he found a white Mercedes parked by the bridge. The woman sitting inside looked like she'd come straight out of a magazine, perfect hair, trembling hands, tears streaking down cheeks that had probably never known dirt or exhaustion. Ethan knocked gently on the window. Lila startled, then rolled it down halfway. You're not Michael. He gave a small smile. No. I'm Ethan. The guy you called, by accident. She blinked. You actually came? I guess I did. Two strangers and a bridge. They stood by the railing, city lights glimmering below. She told him about her father, the man who built half the city, who was adored by everyone but too busy for his only daughter. She was the heiress to one of the biggest construction empires in town, yet she'd never felt more invisible. Ethan listened quietly, hands tucked into his jacket. Then, without knowing why, he shared his story too. About how he lost his wife to cancer 3 years ago. About how Sophie still left space at the dinner table for her mom. About how he sometimes wished someone would just call him, just to check in. Lila looked at him, tears glistening under the streetlight. You sound like my dad, except you actually stopped to care. He chuckled softly. Maybe because I know what it's like when no one does. The moment that melted his heart. After a long silence, Lila turned to him. Ethan? Yeah? Thank you. You didn't have to come. You didn't even know me. But you did. You showed up when the person I actually needed didn't. He smiled. Sometimes the wrong call connects the right people. Her eyes softened, and before he could react, she hugged him. Not the delicate kind of hug that rich people gave for show, but one that said, I needed someone to remind me that I mattered. In that moment, Ethan felt something shift. The loneliness that had lived quietly in his chest for years loosened its grip. A new beginning. Weeks passed. Then one morning, while Ethan was fixing a leaky pipe at the community center, a luxury car pulled up. Lila stepped out, dressed simply, no designer bag, no sunglasses. Just a bright smile. I wanted to see you again, she said. And maybe help out around here. I've been thinking about what you said, the whole, sometimes people just need someone to care. I've got the money, Ethan, but you've got the heart. Maybe we could do something together? He stared at her, stunned. You mean, like a project? She nodded. A foundation. In your wife's name. Helping single parents and families who are struggling. Ethan didn't know what to say. His throat tightened. That's more than kind. Lila smiled softly. It's what he would have wanted. And it's what you inspired. The final twist. Months later, their foundation, Sophie's Bridge, opened its doors. Kids played in the park that Lila's company helped build. Parents found jobs, shelter, and hope. And one evening, as the sun dipped low, Sophie tugged on Ethan's sleeve and whispered, "Dad, is Miss Lila going to stay for dinner again?" Ethan laughed. "Maybe, sweetheart. If she wants to." Lila smiled at them both, eyes warm. "I think I'd like that very much." Sometimes, the wrong call leads you exactly where you're meant to be. Because kindness, unexpected, unplanned, and pure, is the bridge that connects lonely hearts and rebuilds broken ones.